It's been 23 days and counting since Adelita Grijalva won a special election to take over her late father's congressional seat in Arizona. But House Speaker Mike Johnson is still refusing to swear her in. He says it's because the government is shut down and out of session. She says it's because she'll be the deciding vote to release the Epstein files.
She says that you're afraid of her being the 218th signer to the Epstein petition to release the files, that if she were a Republican, you would have sworn her in. What do you say?
I say bless her heart. She's a representative-elect. She doesn't know how it works around here. We're going to give her the oath of office as soon as we get back to regular session.
Johnson's stance has been slammed by Democrats who point to his decision to swear in two Florida Republicans back in April when the House was officially out of session. That also happened just one day after they won their special elections. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman-elect of Arizona, Adelita Grijalva. We're so glad to have you here. You know what you're doing, right? Your father was a congressman for how many years? I'm sure he told you what the rules were and you spoke with him. So I ask you what you think about the speaker's response to you, the bless your heart part. I mean, it could be taken seriously or kind of condescendingly. What do you say?
Oh, no, it's totally condescending, patronizing, misogynistic, and really telling of where he is. I mean, I think that people can see what's happening here and his push to obstruct me getting sworn in, and why he's doing that is because I will be the 218th signer to the Epstein files. And this delay tactic, I believe he's trying to get one of the other four Republicans who signed on to the petition to remove their name. So my swearing in is not that big of an issue.
So have you thought, I mean, here's just an idea, thought about personally talking to the speaker or bringing in your family, considering Johnson says that he swore in those two Florida Republicans we mentioned? It was as a courtesy to accommodate their families who were in town.
You know, I just want to know how Petronas and Fine were able to reach the speaker in order to schedule that, because I want to sign up for that option. I have called. We sent a letter, and now our Attorney General sent a demand letter 2 days ago, basically saying, swear her in. You are depriving 812,000 Arizonans from their voice in Congress.
So as he continues to hold off on swearing you in, here's what Speaker Johnson told CNBC you could be doing. Take a listen.
In the meantime, she can be working for her constituents. She has hired staff. I've noticed they keep doing stunt videos outside of her office, knocking on the door and pretending it's closed. It shouldn't be. She should be in there taking calls from her constituents and doing her job.
So is that true? Because, yes, you got the keys to your congressional office this week, but do you have access to your computers, to official emails, to the phones?
No, Speaker Johnson, why don't you come over and check it out? I got keys. We have no phones. No computers. We brought in a printer because we don't have government email in order to connect to any of the services here. How am I supposed to take constituent calls and information when I don't have a government email? We don't have the capacity to tap into resources. I mean, does he know his job? Because we can't do that without being sworn in.
So you've said that the only thing you can point to that differentiates you from other members who've been sworn in after elections is, again, that you would be that critical 218th vote for the discharge petition on the Epstein files. What does it mean to you to be that deciding factor?
You know, for me, it really is giving voice to the victims and getting justice finally for the horror that they've gone through. And if there's anyone in there that committed a crime, sexual assault, rape of anybody that did anything like that, they should have legal consequences for their actions. So these victims can finally move forward and become survivors, the survivors that we all know them to be. I can't even imagine what it feels like to have gone through this horrific period of your life. All of these situations, and everyone keep talking about it over and over and over again. And so to finally be able to have some justice and see that done, that is why it's so important for us to have transparency on what happened to these victims.
Do you have confidence it will happen? Or does anything make you think it's a little shaky?
You know, the unfortunate part is because Speaker Johnson ended votes early, sent people home a week early to avoid this vote in on the House floor. I do feel like they're going to do everything they possibly can to have things permanently redacted. The longer these files are sort of sitting, you wonder who has access to them, how much of that is going to be complete when the American people finally see it. But I think it's an important step for us to for transparency.
One last question, because we saw Democrats this week. They were chanting inside the Capitol. They were by your side, as you mentioned. We have the Attorney General from Arizona, Chris Mays, who's threatening to take legal action to get you sworn in. Are there any other options you're considering to apply more pressure on the Speaker?
You know, I mean, there's no reason for him to continue to drag his feet. It really is more and more obvious that these are just delay tactics in order to figure out another way to get around releasing the Epstein files. And every single excuse that he comes up with really makes that more clear, that he has no intention of releasing these files if he can avoid it. And this has everything to do with the Epstein files, because my getting sworn in doesn't change the majority. This is really the only issue that's affected. And, you know, if I was on the House floor during a pro forma, we were not even recognized. All of us were screaming and people were saying, swear her in, you've seen my will-be colleague, Representative Greg Stanton from Arizona, Representative McGovern from Massachusetts, all doing the same thing. He just needs to swear me in and let me do my job and stand aside and stop protecting people who've committed sexual assault.
Well, I'm sure you look forward to, as we do as well, the time when you are Arizona Congresswoman and we can delete the word elect. Adelita Grijalva, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.